Hey everyone, my name is Nolan. Welcome back to another Pixel Gun 3D top video. I guess this isn't really going to be a top 10 just because I don't actually know how many weapons are on this list. So I'm just doing the best weapons that you guys can use for Operation Snowball. And I'm just going to say, of course, this list is not exclusive, meaning that there are, of course, other weapons that you guys might prefer over these ones. These are just, I think, the best ones that have done me pretty good and have gotten me pretty far in this event. Also, guys, I just want to say that you guys might see this list and be like, well, what the heck? How am I supposed to get any of these weapons? Yep, that's the thing. This game mode is extremely hard, and it requires a specific set of weapons in order to do good. And even then, it is still very, very hard to win in this game mode. And I'm sorry if you guys could just hear that Fortnite boot up in the background. But yeah, so make sure to stick around for this whole list because this is in no particular order. This isn't like a top 10 where it goes from worst to best. Nope, this is no particular order. Each weapon has their own specific use. And so yeah, we're going to jump into it right now. And I will just say, I was able to almost get the top 100. I got 105,000 points on my own. So yeah, I guess with all that out of the way, we could just jump into it. So first up on this list, for those of you guys who aren't level 65 yet, I recommend the Incinerator Flamethrower, or really any flamethrower in general, because they hit in a wide range of attack instead of just a single target. You guys can see I'm able to shred through monsters, especially in those early waves, because I'm able to hit multiple targets at once. And also, with the magic combo, you can pretty much keep instantly refreshing that lightning ability, and you can pretty much almost infinitely use it, especially in the later game when you're going to be constantly killing people. Flamethrowers are just insanely good, but the Incinerator is the best one, apart from Jet Dragon, but we'll get into that later. Next up is Bubblegum 01. This sniper is insanely good because of the huge area that it slows down monsters in. Paired with other specific weapons like the Instigator and the Nuclear Grenade Gadget, this will absolutely shred monsters because, yeah, it actually slows down monsters that touch the gum effect. So it is really good for slowing down enemies and doing huge amounts of damage with other area damage weapons. It's not a weapon I recommend spamming on its own. However, it's a weapon that I recommend using with other weapons. In fact, that's kind of how this game mode works. You need to use multiple weapons at the same time. Of course, Runic Sentinel is really good because it heals both health and shield at the same time. So if you get pretty weak, Runic Sentinel is a must-have for healing, and it's pretty decent for damage and mobility. I never really find myself using primaries in this game mode. However, when I do, it's usually the Mobile Outpost or Golden Bros, because the Mobile Outpost has a healing effect and also a barrier which can reduce damage. Also, similar to Mobile Outpost, Eternal Light is also pretty good for healing and damage. However, these weapons both perform well in early game and are not really too good late game, which is kind of frustrating. However, the module combos are pretty good, so I mean, I don't know. They're alright. They're just good for healing, that's all. Next up is a weapon that all of you guys can get right now for 1,000 coupons, Christmas Ultimatum. This is actually pretty dang good for spamming. Cluster bombs are actually really good in this game mode. However, the problem with Christmas Ultimatum that I run into is it runs out of ammo pretty dang quick. In fact, ammo is just a huge problem in general with this mode. I don't really like using weapons like this where you have to reload. In fact, I'd actually probably prefer Earth Spike Spell and Sharp Snowflake. However, Christmas Ultimatum is still a pretty good pick. I think Jet Dragon is by far one of the best weapons you can use because it is probably one of the best flamethrowers in the game, and it covers such a wide area of effect. And also, paired with the lightning combo, which you can pretty much just keep using continuously because of how often you kill monsters, this thing is good all the way through every single wave and carries me through this game mode. The only problem is you have to be level 65 and you actually have to get this weapon. This weapon is pretty dang hard to get. Not a lot of people have it. So yeah, but it is definitely extremely good in this game mode. It shreds through monsters non-stop, dude. Also, in my opinion, the Nuclear Grenade is hands down the best gadget you can get. It does so much damage to monsters in such a long area of effect and a huge area of effect. And yeah, just so you guys know, you can only have one gadget in this game mode, so make sure you pick wisely at which gadget you're getting. You don't even have to pick it in the first wave. You can wait till later on in different waves to pick the gadget if you need to. Make sure you just pick the right one. I think the best ones are the nuclear grenade, the rocket mech, and the sticky turret. There might be some other ones, but I think nuclear grenade is definitely the best one. Instigator is also an extremely good heavy because, as you guys can see, you can just lay down a ton of mines at the beginning and have enemies walk over them and you get free points. And like I said earlier, paired with Bubblegum 01, this thing is insane. Also, if you get into the later games when enemies start walking down those corridors, you can lay down some Instigator mines as they walk through the corridors in a line, and they will just continuously take damage as they walk through. So yeah, Instigator is an extremely useful heavy to have because it does continuous damage to multiple monsters at the same time. Extracting Ray Pistol is a pretty decent backup because it has a gravitational force that actually pulls people into the beam, or I guess in this case monsters into the beam, instead of just pulling them towards you. So it makes it pretty useful for killing monsters. However, I still don't really prefer stream beam weapons just because they technically only target one target at a time, as opposed to flamethrowers, which can target multiple targets at a time. Golden Bros is another good primary, not only because it has pretty dang good damage, but because it has the damage boost attribute, meaning that you can give a damage boost to people around you. So maybe you guys don't exactly have the best weapons, however, you have Golden Bros, maybe you could boost your teammates instead. And speaking of teammates, you're definitely going to want to get paired with people you know who are actually good at the game instead of randoms, because randoms might drag you down, and like I said earlier, this game mode is pretty hard and you need really good gear in order for this game mode to work in your best interest. I don't know why I worded it like that, I'm just very bad at talking. Heroic Epee is also pretty good for healing you. The only problem is it doesn't heal both health and armor, so I would personally pick Runic Sentinal over this. However, maybe you guys don't have Runic Sentinal, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have Heroic Epee, so definitely use this. It's good for mobility and for healing you. Crystal Bow is also really good because, yeah, that was really stupid. My teammate walked right in front of me and I took a lot of self-damage. But yeah, it's really good because, as you can see, it does continuous damage in a single spot. It just rains down crystals that do a ton of damage to monsters. The only problem is, which is a problem with a lot of these weapons, it does self-inflicted damage, so you have to be really careful not to walk into your own attack area, otherwise you will take a ton of damage. This is the same with the nuclear grenade and cluster bomb weapons, you gotta be careful. Next up is Thor Hammer. This special weapon is pretty good for taking out large groups of monsters at once. However, I still prefer flamethrowers over this, mainly for later game. But yeah, this is still a really good special to use, and it also is really good. I'm so bad at talking, but yeah, it's really good for the lightning thing too, the magic module combo. It's really good early game, in fact, and it might even be better late game. Maybe I was just using it wrong, but I still prefer Jet Dragon over Thor Hammer. However, Thor Hammer is definitely a good choice still. Earth Spike Spell is another pretty good cluster bomb heavy for killing large groups of monsters at a single time, and unlike Christmas Ultimatum, you don't have to reload anything, so you can just keep shooting it, and no fixed delay, so that's very handy. Sharp Snowflake is another decent cluster bomb weapon. I've never actually used this weapon late game, so I don't know how good it is late game, but yeah, it also just kind of chews through ammo pretty quick. Starfall, the weapon in the Battle Pass, is also pretty good. It's similar to Crystal Bow. I don't actually know which one is better for this game mode, but they are both pretty good. Yeah, it's just good for killing large groups of monsters. Also, it does do damage to yourself, so you have to stay clear of the area of effect. And finally, the last weapon I'm going to talk about is the Heavy Cone Minigun. It is also in the Battle Pass, and it is pretty good for doing damage, but it's also pretty good because when you reload, it completely restores all of your health. So if you manage to get away from the monsters that were doing damage to you, then yeah, it will heal you for full health, which is pretty good. So yeah guys, if you enjoyed this video or found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more Pixel Gun content. I just want to say thank you guys all so much. We were able to smash our goal of 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We hit it like half a month early, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support on this channel. It absolutely means the world to me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.